Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kadoshim l'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihyot lachem l'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Continue on page 28 and 29, the Hebrew or the English. Malchuta beratzon kiblu alehem Moshe u'bnei Yisrael lecha nishira v'simcha rabah ve'amru chulam michamocha ba'elim Adonai mikamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefela malchutcha rovanecha b'kei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'lianu ve'amru Adonai yimloch ve'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov v'gala mi'ad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Pages 30 and 31, we have our evening prayer for peace and protection. Hashkivenu. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. On the bottom of page 33, we rise to proclaim the holiday, sound the shofar on the new moon at the time appointed for our new year. Its observance is a law for Israel, ordained by the God of Jacob. Tiku tiku v'chodesh shofar ba'keseh le'yom chagenu ki chok le'Yisrael hu mishpat le'Elohei Yaakov. Continue on page 34. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah ve'almad yivra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael bagalau bizman kariv ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'olam me'omaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru Amen. Untitled Chapter can be found pages 36 through 46, and you may be seated when you are finished. Adonai Satai Tifta, Adonai Satai Tifta, Uthi Agid Tehilatecha, Uthi Agid Tehilatecha. Conclude this section of our service with Kaddish Shalom on page 50. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrachirute ve'amlich malchute. Ve'chayichon uve'yomechon. Uve'chayid chol beit Yisrael. Va'agala u'vizman karib ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach. Ve'alam u'lam me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach. Ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam. Ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar. Ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal. Shemei dekudesha. Shemei dekudesha. Brichu. Le'ela le'ela. Mikol v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, tishbachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, ve'imru, amen. Titkabot zaloton, uvoton decho Yisrael, kodam avuhon divishmaya, 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 ve'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imru, amen.
So, before we conclude, how about some words of Torah? So we conclude with Aleinu, which we learned today was the Aleinu, which is the grand Aleinu, where we got our Aleinu, where we end all of our services. And it seems to be coming pretty quickly. But welcome to Jewish prayer. Some services, like this morning, are 4 to 5 hours, which may feel to some like 2, to others 6. This one is a very short service. And we didn't do it last year, did we? Mm-hmm. We did. It was so short, I didn't even notice it. But it is a shortened service because, number one, we don't do Kabbalat Shabbat. All we are obligated to do, and this evening, is say the Shema. We've done that, and then we also say our tefillah, which is the Shemona Esrei, and we've done that. It's a very short service. We could technically, right, we could go home right now, but I feel like you want your money's worth. So, I just wanted to share some thoughts of Torah, though, before we do conclude, and welcome all. We are right in the middle of Yom HaArichta, one long day. Many times in the Jewish tradition, we have the second day of a holiday, Yom Tov Sheni B'Galut, that those who live outside of Israel or who live in the diaspora have a second day of Yantiv, have a second day. That is true, actually, for all of the Chagim. That is true for Passover and Sukkot, and that is true also for Shmini Atzeret and all of our Chagim. However, it is different for a number of reasons, one of which is that it is the beginning of the month. Rosh Hashanah is always observed for 2 days, even in Israel. And there is a principle called Yom HaArichta, that it is considered one long day, that we are still in Rosh Hashanah, that it's 2 days that are actually one. And for those of us who were here last night, the room felt a little different, didn't it? It was a little different, the energy. But what's important for us to remember that this is still part of that same day, and that we get an opportunity and a chance and just a moment of looking at how one day you could have so many different perspectives. That it's important for us to look back at what we did the past 24 hours and look what we have learned, and let's try something else. When you join us tomorrow for services at 9:30, don't do what you did today. Try something different. If you don't sit over on this side, sit on that side. Try something different. That is what the experience of Yom HaArichta is trying to get. I would like to also consider something that I think is really important. We all know that during this time there is the idea of being written in the book of life and being written in the book of death. You decide. It is through your actions where you're going to go. And immediately, those who are 100% righteous, do you know anyone like this? No. But 100% righteous, they get inscribed in the book of life. That's the idea. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, right? And then if you're thoroughly wicked, I don't know if that's the best word for it, but you're thoroughly wicked, right? Straight to jail, right? You get written in the book of, don't pass go, you go to jail, right? Everyone knows that? But what about the people, meaning everyone here, the Benoni, those who are in the middle? You have this time period starting now in which to confess your deeds, look at your life, make restitution, do what you need to do so that you, like all of us who are these people in the middle, that we tip the scale to go into the book of life, right? Pretty simple idea. Pretty simple idea. Theologically speaking, the onus is on you. It is your responsibility. It is your onus to try and do something a little bit better to tip the scales. But what I find really interesting is several rabbis get into a debate. That's not the interesting thing. The interesting thing is what they are debating about. And what they are debating about is the greeting that you offer at this time of year. So, I, as you guys know, love talking about what it means to greet somebody. I think that is fundamentally the most important thing you can do in your entire life is greet another human being. How you do it. And there's a debate. There's a debate about how at this time period, when we're all trying to figure out who we are to be, how good do we have to be, that greeting is really important. And these rabbis debate. And so, one says, and you might be familiar with this, one says, of course, you're going to say Shana Tova, right? You say Happy New Year. That's a good one. But then the next phrase is Tikatev v'techatem. And that is really simple. May you be inscribed and sealed. Okay? We know that, right? We know that. Be inscribed and sealed, meaning that my greeting to you is that it's all going to work out. Right? But then another rabbi says that you should only say L'shana Tova Tikatev L'techatem. May you be inscribed. And then a third rabbi adds L'alter, immediately, right? Because I guess we don't want to wait around, right? You want to be immediately L'chaim Tovim U'Shalom. And for a good life, and for peace. Now, of the three, the last one seems a little bit nicer, doesn't it? A little bit nicer. May you figure out what you need to do immediately and for a good life and everything, right? But think about it. Now, how do you actually greet somebody? How is it that you greet somebody today? Shana Tova, Umituka, right? Happy New Year. We send greeting cards. Anyone else have ways in which you greet at this time of year? Think about it. And so my whole point to this little exercise that we're looking at is that when you spend the next, and literally we're entering in now, it's 9 days you have. Some say it's 15. Others say it's more. Welcome to the rabbinical world. But we have until Yom Kippur. Yes, for when the gates are coming down and Ne'ilah is coming down and we're shutting the ark and the sun is setting and Ne'ilah is setting on us. Then we stop the greeting of Shana Tova. We stop the greeting of may you be inscribed in the book of life. You literally have 9 days. 9 days. And what I would like for you to do over the course of the 9 days is consider your greetings to other people. If you spent 9 days really focused on how you interact with your first meeting with another human being, do you think the world might change a little bit? Do you think you might have different engagements with people? Let us not just go around saying Shana Tova, Happy New Year, but let us really consider how it is that we are greeting the person in our life for the next 9 days. Let us really be concerned. That's why this final blessing really is the one in which takes so much precedent in our tradition. For a good year, May you be inscribed and sealed immediately for a good life and for peace. And that's what it's about. May every greeting that we have turn into a blessing so that the other person, when you greet them, and what do we do after a blessing? We say what? Amen. That every interaction that you have with another person should be an interaction in which that person that you are speaking to is compelled to say Amen. That is our goal over the next 9 days. Can you do it? Thank you, Jay. I didn't pay him at all. Shana Tova, Umetuka, a sweet, sweet new year filled with health, happiness, and joy. And may all of our services be this short as we move forward into the year to come. And let us say Amen. We continue with Elenu on page 58. Please rise. Lifnei Melech Malchei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We ask those who are mourning or observing Yortzeit remain standing for the mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 64. And may the memories which we cherish and lovingly now recall inspire us so to live, that we too may bequeath a heritage of precious memories to those whom we shall leave behind. In tribute to our departed, may we enrich the lives we touch. May we share and preserve the faith, which our mourners will now affirm as they rise to sanctify God's name in the hallowed words of the Kaddish. And again, the mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 64 together. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael b'galav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbam varach le'olam u'me'omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha brechu Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom ben Romav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God, who makes harmony and peace in the heights, grant harmony and peace to us, to all Israel and all humankind, and let us all say Amen. Please join us tomorrow at 9:30 for second day of Rosh Hashanah services. We will start at 9:30. And I want to thank you, Brina, for leading us this evening. Thank you all for being with us. And am I missing anything? Just be on the lookout that Yom Kippur is right around the corner. We start Kol Nidre at 6. And if you are interested in joining us for Break the Fast, please let us know immediately so we can prepare for that. Everyone and all are invited tomorrow morning. So if you're free, please join us 9:30 or even a little later. Please join us. You are most welcome. Am I missing anything? Final thing is that there is a tradition that to say a new bracha for Shehechianu, or say any bracha tonight. And many people say a bracha over a new fruit, a fruit that you haven't eaten yet this year. So sometimes, what do we have? Mango. Sometimes you can do star fruit. Pomegranate. Oh, that's it. Right. No one eats pomegranate all year, right? Right. So pomegranate's a good one, right? So if you get a chance, I'm not saying stop by the market and pick up something, but it's a nice way in which to enter into this second day of Yantif is to say a bracha. The more brachas, the better the world is. We conclude with.
Well, we don't conclude yet. We continue with the Psalm for the Penitential Season, Psalm 27 on page 66 and 67. David Onai Vishini Meir Ames. Achat shalti met Adonai otavakesh. Achat shalti met Adonai otavakesh. Shivti veit Adonai koyem echayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulvaker bechalo lachazot benoam Adonai ulvaker bechalo. One thing I ask of you, for this I earnestly pray. One thing I ask of you, for this I earnestly pray, that I might dwell in your house all the days of my life, knowing the beauty of you, and to dwell in your holy place, knowing the beauty of you, and to dwell in your holy place. Lulehem anti lirot betuv Adonai beretz chayim. Kaveh el Adonai chazak v'yametz libecha, v'kaveh el Adonai. And now we conclude with the traditional Yigdal on page 68. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimtza ve'enet el metziuto echad ve'en yachid ke'ichudo ne'elam ve'gam ensof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf la'na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar asher nivra rishon ve'en reshit le'reshito hino adon olam v'chol notzar yoreh gedulato u'malchuto shefa nevuato netano el anshei segulato v'tifarto lo kam be'Yisrael ke'Moshe od navi u'mahabit et emunato Torah temet natan le'amael al yad nevio ne'eman beito lo yachalif ha'el ve'lo yamir dato le'olamim. Sofit L'Sof Davar B'Kadmato Gomel Le'ish Chesed Kemifalo Noten LeRosh Hara Kerishato Yishlach Lekes Yamin Meshichenu Livdot Mechakeketz Yeshuato Meitim Yechayel Berov Chasto Baruch Adeyad Shem Tehilato Meitim Yechayel Berov Chasto Baruch Adeyad Shem Tehilato. Shana Tova Tikatev.
Tomorrow at 9:30.